Hello, everyone. I don't know if anyone will be signing on to watch us today, but I guess we can go ahead and get started. Um, I think if we can actually I think we already have our names. So what I'll do is I'll introduce me and Jessica. We're part of Third Space Roots, which is a dessert pop-up located in San Francisco area. And we focus specifically on TCM, or what we call traditional Chinese medicine inspired food. And we're obviously not doctors. We just really care about creating food that is very healthy and nourishing for individuals and making sure that we cater to different dietary restrictions even. So some people might be gluten-free or they can't have refined sugar, different things like that, dairy-free. And our goal is to create this health space where people can enjoy desserts, but not at the cost of their health. And so we're very passionate about educating, but also eating delicious desserts. Jessica, do you have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, so I think to Annie's point, both of us have been inspired by our own personal journeys with TCM. So just taking those experiences and then also learning from practitioners in this space and figuring out how to combine those into treats that we can share with the world, and people can have those daily. So yeah, really excited to have Deb join us here today.
Thank you for inviting me. And so I'm Dr. Deb. I'm now used to work in Beijing. Now I work in San Francisco, and I'm a TCM doctor. I've been practicing for the past 17 years. And I'm also a big foodie, so it's really great to meet you guys from the last event and then have tasted your really delicious desserts. So yeah, I'm glad to we can share this TCM views for people that are interested in it and learn some different stuff, like using different ingredients. Yeah.
Sounds good. Shall we just start diving into some of the questions then?
Sure.
All right. So I think this is our first live. So a lot of folks probably tuning in are new to the concept of traditional Chinese medicine. So I want to ask Deb, how would you explain it to someone in simple terms who's either encountering it for the first time or maybe relearning it from something that they've experienced growing up?
So with Chinese medicine, it's more of what the whole TCM concept is. We kind of like as Chinese, it's more of a agricultural country. So we for people in ancient times, we've been using this 24 solar 24 solar calendar. So there's 24 solar terms, and by this, the whole year, we place it into 24 different terms, and it's related to the season, and by that it's related to the energy, and these all energy with different season it relates to different energy in our different organ system, like our lung, liver, kidney, spleen, and heart, and these will affect with the seasons going on, it will affect with different, it will relate to different organs. And with these energies, we will use like different food or different methods to nourish our body. So with Chinese medicine, it's all about, we look at the solar system, we look at how the seasons go, and with different energies, we just use that to feed ourselves, and like when to plant things and what to eat, and everything is related to the time.
Oh, very interesting. So essentially, if you break the year down like every 2 weeks, it's like a reflection of how our symbiosis with nature and how to like eat and live in accordance with that, if I'm understanding what you're saying correctly.
Yes, it's like actually probably I'm making it too complicated. So like these, like for example, right now is January 20th. It's like the major cold. So it's like the coldest time of the year. It's the last solar term of the 24 solar terms. So you can see like half of the US, half of the states is, half of the United States has been like covered with snow. And like with this year, we say in Chinese it's called 五运六气, and that is like there's like the 5 phases and the 6 climate forces. It also controls our whole, like the whole energy of this year. So like this 2026, this year will be the water is too much. So like the coldness is too much for this year. So you can see there's like big snow in the States. There's snow, a lot of snow in Korea and Japan throughout the past few days. So that starts showing up. And if you dive deeper into like these solar terms and look back to like history, and you'll see like with the difference of the season and with a different year, it's really related. Just like we had COVID, and that was related to like the lung energy is not enough, and then that respiratory disease happened. So everything is so much related to the which year and which energy it's going through, and yeah, so things happen. So that's why with fortune tellers, they can use this to do fortune telling as well. And it's actually not really hocus pocus, it's just like a big, it's like a big data that throughout these thousands of years they counted, they know how things will go throughout how these energy will do.
Yeah, as I understand it, a lot of Chinese medicine is based off of observational data. So just decades and centuries of observing how nature works and how it affects our bodies, and then collecting that into methods that are implemented these days. Yeah. So actually kind of related. So would you say that, how would you define TCM more as a lifestyle or a medical approach? Like how would you describe it?
I think as for Chinese, Taiwanese, I think this is more for us, it's more of a lifestyle. Like in winter, you want to eat something more warm and earthy, like really like a lot of soups, a lot of stews. But if you look at like Western food style, like also it's from Thanksgiving, Christmas, and you got these big meals, and like the spices we use, like nutmeg, cinnamon, these are in Chinese, it's also herbs that we use a lot. It's not just spices we use in the kitchen, but these like especially like cinnamon is something that we use a lot for boosting the kidney energy. So they're not only a lifestyle that like Chinese TCM is, it's also a lifestyle. So it's like both. So it's medicine and lifestyle together.
It's like
but
what's the phrase of like eating your medicine, or like let food be your medicine, or yes. Like
yeah, so like in Asia a lot we eat food according the season. So like with winter, what you harvest, you eat them, and because with that energy, that is what God gives you the best. Like for example, summer, it's hot, you lose a lot of sweat after exercising or whatever, and then God gave you watermelon for that season, because one, it cools down the energy, it cools down your body, and one, it hydrates you as well because it's a lot of water. So like we would mostly recommend people not to eat food that is not on the season. for example, in winter, you're not supposed to eat watermelon because it's too cold for you. And in like in summer, you wouldn't eat something that is like a lot of too spicy because it's too warm, and that gives you, it's too hot for your body, and some people might have breakouts like acne or constipation. So just eat according with the season and you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's a good reminder. I think especially with like modern agriculture, like we can get foods this all year round, but then it takes us out of the rhythm of what we should be eating seasonally. So that's a good reminder.
Yeah. Especially in the States, you feel like the fruit, especially like strawberries, it's pretty much year round. But like in Beijing, it's only comes out after probably November till April. So it's more like a winter type of fruit. And watermelons are definitely summer, even though sometimes you'll see them in the market in winter, but it's definitely not the season and doesn't taste good.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good reminder. Okay, I kind of want to pivot a little bit to talk about misconceptions about TCM. So, for people who are hearing about it for the first time, or maybe coming to you for the first time, wanting your advice, like what are misconceptions that you might hear from people who are new to this space, and how can you dispel it for them?
So I think most people in the States know about Chinese medicine is mostly like using acupuncture more, but actually we use, and also people think that acupuncture only treats pain, but actually it works more than that. And most of the time what I practice is sometimes I combine acupuncture and herbal medicine together. And mostly if it's more like internal medicine wise, we use more herbs than just using acupuncture, even though we can do it both. But with like herbal medicine, it really can treat so much conditions. And it's not, some people think that using herbal medicine, it's very slow. But if it's like a acute condition, by using either herbs or acupuncture with an acute condition, it works very fast. You can see it in just one day. Like after the treatment of acupuncture, you can feel like your digestion is much better, you can sleep much better that night, the pain has gone. Or like using herbs, if you have like acute sore throat or headache, or like stuffiness or bloating, after like a pack of herbs, probably the next day the redness or the soreness will be gone. So with acute conditions, it works very fast. But if you need to like balance your body, it takes some time to, like for menstrual problems, you need like a couple cycles. So these are like some things that people need to know. So we've been using TCM for so long, thousands of years. So we pretty much treat really from colds and flus to cancer to all sorts of things that even Western medicine can't treat with. I have patients that have neural problems that like Western medicine said it's with the nerve damage, probably after 2 years, the nerve won't grow back. The function will be gone, but after acupuncture, it recovers quite fast. So yeah. So you just need to have faith.
Yeah, definitely. I think from personal experience, that packet of medicine for me was the menstrual. My menstrual cycle was off for many, many months, and just taking one pack, it released all the old blood and it just got me back on the cycle. And then the acupuncture also helped to just maintain the cycle. So yeah, that's an interesting point that you raised, that it's a lot of combinations. of treatments that TCM can facilitate, as well as it's not just acupuncture, right? There's a world of treatments that go along with it.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think Annie also had some questions as well, so maybe I'll pass it over to her for the next segment.
Yeah, thanks, Jessica. I loved what you shared, especially just now. Deb, I think along with Jessica, I just want to know, when I did acupuncture, I think I started 5 years ago. It's truly, my cycle is, I have like no symptoms, no pain, so it's very on time. I learned so much about my health just doing acupuncture and the herbs. And even my husband, who was not a believer, he truly thought it was like, not real medicine or science, but he started it and he noticed a difference, like his emotions were regulating. He was able to regulate better, and stress reduction, right? And when he wasn't going, he noticed a difference. So I just wanted to add to that because it's quite amazing. I wanted to switch over to some questions about our desserts from the Third Space Roots, because we do try to offer seasonal desserts ideally, right? And so one of the desserts that's on our Instagram is what we call skin glowing tea and a mochi cake, or niangao in Chinese, right? But both of these, the dessert and the drinks, contain a lot of the herbs, such as like jujube or red dates, as some may call it, goji berries, longyuan, and even rose for our teas. And I wanted to ask, for you, Deb, like what would you say are some of the benefits of some of these herbs and foods? And do we even have recommendations of who should have some of these teas and desserts and who shouldn't?
Okay, so actually, I really recommend your desserts. It's really good, like especially with this season. With the jujube and goji they're both nourishing the qi and the blood. So with the jujube, it's more of boosting the vital energy, the qi inside the body. But for people, so it's good for the people that feels like tiredness, or they feel like sometimes they feel cold in the winter, and using jujube and goji berry, it's both good for them. And then also you added like longyuan, like the guiyuan, and that is also good for people. That is the one that has even more like heat and like the warmness inside. So because of the warmness, if people they're easily to have like acne breakouts, it's not really good for them. But if for people that have like insomnia, having some longyuan, it's really good for them. And also for, like you said, you use rosebuds. Rosebuds are good for people that have like, if they have like blood stagnation or liver energy stagnation, which means like if they're for girls, like if their menstruation is not really going very smoothly, if they have like blood clots, if their flow color is more dark, we will use a little bit of rosebuds for them, and that will help to move the blood a little bit. And for people that have like more stress or like feeling moody, we use also rosebuds. That's also good for them. And going back to like goji berry is also good for the liver and kidney energy. So also for mood and for boosting the kidney energy, which is it's more like the vital energy. So for these two, it also boosts that up. And also with goji berry, it's also good for your eyes. So people that's always on the laptop or on the screen, it's good for their eyes. So if like people have are easily to get like constipation or having acne, I would recommend you can also like add another tea just with using goji berry and chrysanthemum, 菊花.
Chrysanthemum?
Chrysanthemum. So just use these two together, and that will more of like clearing the heat and also help with the eyes. So you can have like 2 different types of tea for people to choose, and you can write down like what is good for what people. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's really helpful to know. Yeah, I appreciate the suggestion with the chrysanthemum as an alternative. I know for me, I personally will drink chrysanthemum if I'm having inflammation in my body to just clear some of the heat. So that's always been helpful. Yeah, it sounds like it's a powerful combination with these teas. So I really hope people try some of our teas. We have a couple private events going on. I don't believe we have any public pop-ups for the month of February, but hopefully we'll have some soon so others can try it. I have another question about our black sesame truffle. So I know for me personally, I love black sesame. I think we probably all grew up on it, whether that's in desserts or just different savory foods as well. And so our black sesame truffles contain walnuts and cinnamon. They also do contain goji berry, but I'd love to know, what would you say are some of the benefits with the walnuts and cinnamon and black sesame combined?
Yeah, like all of these three ingredients, they're all good for this season. So it's like we talk about with winter, it's usually it's related to our kidney, and the kidney is also referred in the 5 colors. It's black. So in wintertime, we eat a lot of black things like black sesame, black beans, or what else? So like anything that is black, we use that. So especially with black sesame, it's good for our liver and kidney energy as well. And also because it's very oily inside, it also helps with your diet. With people that has constipation conditions, it's good for having you to go smoothly. And because it's black, it also helps because it works on the kidney energy. It also helps with your hair. So if you're having a lot of gray hair, consuming some black sesame, that will help. And with walnut, it's also related. The function is also good for the kidney energy, and also because how the walnut is shaped. As ancient Chinese, they think that things that look the same, like whatever looks the same will help with that organ. So like what walnut looks like, it looks like a brain. So they think that walnut is good for your brain. So, and also like new studies showed that I think there's like the fatty acid, the unsaturated fatty acid inside is also good for your, it can help with lower your cholesterol, and all of that's also good for your brain as well. So with that, that's the walnut. And with what was it? Oh, cinnamon. So cinnamon, it's warm. It boosts. It get rid of the coldness inside the body. So that will help with also it works with the spleen energy, the kidney energy, and because it works with what did it say? Also, it helps with the heart as well. And we think that with cinnamon, because it's warm, it helps the energy. Sometimes when we prescribe a herb, we use some cinnamon. With people that have insomnia, it helps to get if they have, it feels that their head is like buzzing a lot, they're stressful, we need to get that yang energy to go down to, we think that it should be contained at your original shen, which is like dantian, just underneath your belly. So we need to get that energy being extracted downwards so that you can sleep better. So we'll use some cinnamon. So I think these combination is a good combination for winter season. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, I feel like I definitely learned some new things there. So it sounds like cinnamon can be helpful maybe with like, would you say like rumination, anxiety in the brain, like before sleeping, things like that, along with
Yes,
maybe Longyan?
yes. But
Yeah.
because it's because it's much warm, so people that are easily to have so how do you identify like your body is more hot or not? You can just check your tongue. If your tongue coating, like when you wake up, check your tongue. If your tongue is like really red and your tongue coating is like yellowish, that means there's heat inside the body. And if you have like constipation, you're easily to have acne, that also means there's heat inside the body. So with these type of people, I wouldn't recommend to use too much cinnamon or longyuan. Longyuan, and then they'll find that the next day it's gonna get worse. So if those that have like cold hands and feet, it's better that you can take these and it's good for them. That will
Okay.
warm up your body. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very helpful to know. Thank you.
No
I
problem.
know we're slightly at time, but I wanted to include a question. We had a Instagram follower ask, she had a question for you, and it was really asking, do you have any ideas for helping with, say, hot flashes or to boost red blood cells? I don't know if that's too specific, but
Yeah, to boost the red blood cells, I would say if just food-wise, using goji could help, but it could be not enough. Probably some people will use some cordyceps or like we'll use some other herbs instead of just that. And we need to go to trace back to what's causing the red blood cell is going down. So it's not really something that I can just answer it at once. And also like the hot flush, we think that's the yin energy deficient. Some people, most of the times it could be because of menopause, and if that, we need to boost in the yin energy, and that's also something that we can use herbal medicine to help to balance that. So with food-wise, it's a bit hard. Yeah, so most of the time we just use herbs. Yeah.
okay. If this person wanted to seek out somebody who could offer the herbs or prescribe it, would you say just the TCM doctor to look for? Is there any other recommendations?
Yeah, if they're close by, you can come see me. I'm at Bernal Heights, and if not, yeah, find a herbalist, TCM herbalist. They can definitely help them out. Even acupuncture can help. So yeah, it depends on this person what she will be more into.
Okay. Well, thank you. Jessica, did you want to ask any other questions?
I think this conversation was a great start. I definitely have so many more questions. Maybe we can save for another live.
Yeah.
But I think this is a great like foundational start. But I think there's definitely a whole world that we could dive into next time.
Yeah,
But
I'd be
did you have
glad
any?
to.
Yeah, things like I think things immediately off the top of my head was like concepts that you've brought up in this session with like energy, yin, qi, the different organs of the body, like how for someone just coming into this space, like how do you compose all these concepts together? So I think that would be an interesting discussion I'd love to have with you.
Yeah, because afterwards it'll be spring and the food wise will be all different. So from winter to spring, you'll be eating less heavy, less greasy, and more like sprouts, because like spring is everything is like blooming. So eat more sprouts. Any type of veggie sprouts, that's good for spring. So
Yeah, that's helpful.
for that.
Maybe to wrap up, I have one last question. So I feel like because we are still in winter season, still in January, technically, is there anything that you would recommend for people who are feeling more fatigued than usual or tired or burned out? Aside from the foods we've talked about, is there anything else you would recommend for them?
For burnout, for food wise, like, I think if they can get like some astragalus, maybe it's not a food, but they can get that in Rainbow Grocery. Herbal medicine like astragalus, that's a good medicine herb that will help out. But like food wise, just I think it's still eating like normally. You need your carbs, you need your um, protein, especially with proteins. Don't lose your protein because that gives you the most energy. And for people that are even with plant-based diet, it's also important to take enough protein as well, and things that are easily to digest, because sometimes you feel fatigue is because probably you're eating too greasy. It's getting too much for your digestion. They're too tired, and that will also drag you down. Yeah, and for people that are stressed out, yeah, drink the like either mint tea or chrysanthemum tea or rosebud or even lemon balm. That also will help.
Perfect. Thank you. Hopefully, when we share this on our Instagram, we can probably share some of those herbs and foods that you recommend so people know what they are, maybe some of the precautions where they could buy it. But that was really helpful, Deb. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome. I'm really glad to be here. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
All right.
you.
Thank you, everyone. I hope this was very helpful.
Yeah, I'll see you guys probably next time.
Yeah. Talk
Yeah.
about another season.
Great learning with you. Yeah.
Thanks to everyone. Bye, guys.
Bye.